Hey y'all, welcome to Breaking It Down with Dr. Jazz. With me, Dr. Jazz. My name is Jasmine. I am a first year family medicine resident, and I am so excited that you decided to click play on my channel. So, you're going to get a lot of stuff on here. Sometimes we're talking medicine, sometimes we're talking, I'm panicky, what do I do? Sometimes we're talking crafts. I love DIY projects. Sometimes we may talk about me being a struggling plant mom. I have one plant though, and it's thriving, and I've just planted two more, so we'll see how it goes, okay? It's just gonna be a vlog about my life, okay? So get ready. My life is a little interesting. Not too much drama. I try to keep it cool, copacetic all the way. But today's episode, I'm going to talk to you all about imposter syndrome. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so until I figure out how to add sound in, I'm just going to add my own sound, okay? Because, yeah. So I got this topic because this is something that I've talked to a lot of my colleagues about, friends, especially in more higher stress jobs or career paths. And being a medical doctor, it gets stressful. What's that song? Under pressure. Put something down on me. I don't know the words. But under pressure, okay? And it was kind of apropos because I saw this post, and I'm going to read it because I don't want to get it wrong. I got it. It said, if your supervisor, manager gives you a compliment, don't just receive it. Know that you deserve it. And it kind of goes through, as a people, we suffer way too much from imposter syndrome. And so first, what is imposter syndrome? I don't know. I hear people talk about it. Sally Sue says, oh, I suffer, this, that. But what really is it? So for me, I kind of like to break things down to a level where anybody can understand. And so I would say that imposter syndrome is kind of where you have self-doubt about a subject, or, feeling incompetent in a certain area, but it's completely opposite of your accomplishments. So despite your education, your experience, your knowledge base, you still feel inadequate for the position. And I can raise my hand. Jasmine has experienced some areas and some occurrences of imposter syndrome. And it's real. We're human. Even though they're like, oh, but you're a medical doctor. You went to medical school. Now you're in residency. You should be just, so confident, chest pumped out. Trust me. I wear this shirt for a reason. Trust me, I'm a doctor. And things like that. Like, yes, trust me, but do I trust myself? I'm trying. I'm working on it. We're getting better. We're moving toward the right path. And so I can say personally with me, I do struggle more earlier, but there's still some moments and some instances where those thoughts kind of occur or pop into your mind. And I know for me, the best thing that I got was therapy. I was just like, okay, I'm not able to do this on my own. I need some help. I need someone who's not me in my own head talking against things that other people are saying. And it would be certain instances, for an example, attending, which is our supervising doctor, whether you're a medical student, a resident, there's levels to these things. And they'll be like, oh, you're doing a great job. I think that the way you presented, awesome. Your plan was great. I think you were doing awesome. You're way ahead of what you're supposed to be for your level. Okay. That's something that some people will get. I'm not going to say everybody because everybody not, okay. We're not going to go down that road today. But there will be instances where I'll be like, but I didn't do that right though. That one thing that I didn't do. Like, so even though you gave me this awesome compliment, that was great, that was, specific, great feedback, I still can't receive it because I'm harping on this one thing that in the big scheme of things, it doesn't matter. And literally to this day, one of my upper levels, he's so great, he's so nice, and I asked his permission when I initially did this video, but I'm going to refrain from using his name, but he's an awesome upper level, And he just be like, Douglas, you're doing a great job. This is great. Like, you're on the right track. You're gonna have great training here. You're gonna be, and it's just like you're organized. You stay on top of yourself. Even things you don't know, you try to figure it out. You work on it. You know, like it's the makings of great things. Okay, in my mind, in that moment, I was like, I bet he says this to everybody. Like, I didn't do this one thing though. So why does he think I'm great? Because I didn't do that one thing though. And it's just like I harp on those one things. And it's been a lot of talking through, like, why do you do this? Why do you go through these things? Like, why can't you just accept it? And I just wanted to come on here and say that it's okay to have these moments, but I want you to make sure that you take that moment and then go to a different level. And I kind of had to start reframing my thoughts, and that's what therapy helped me to do. Also, just some time to where I sat down and did some self-reflection. These feelings are not facts. And you have to check yourself, and you have to brag on yourself and be like, hold on. So-and-so said, I'm doing this, okay? And it's great. I'm feeling this way, but this is not what is going on. Check your feelings at the door. Just go with the straight facts, okay? And so when I started to brag on myself to myself, now, before I go even further, I am not saying you go tell everybody else what your accomplishments are. This is for yourself in self-reflection time. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I will say, you know what? I overcame that issue. I didn't know that yesterday, but I darn sure know it today. You were able to come up with this plan on your own, and they didn't have to change a thing. You were able to give this in a succinct way, present this patient, and be successful. So stop. And these are literally conversations I have with myself. Like, you've done research, publications, things, you know, all these kind of things that I'm just like, let me chill out on me. Now, I'm not going to brag on myself, have my full conversation, because, you know, I learned about the internet. You know, some people, even though you say certain things, you know, they still interpret it whatever way they want to, child. And, you know, I move in silence. But in your downtime, I do encourage you to do that. Also, with me, I broke the silence. I found friends who were in similar positions with me, and I told them, hey, I struggle with this. Because sometimes you feel alone. Sometimes you feel like you're the only person until you open your mouth. And I was like, but you seem like you got it all together. And they're like, but you seem like you got it all together. And it's just like a bonding moment where you're like, oh, so I'm not the only one? You know, it's strength in numbers, but you have to be open. You know, you have to be transparent. You have to get to the point where you know it's okay to not be okay or to feel this way. Give yourself grace. And that's something that I'm working on, because like, oh, you did it great. And I'm just like, but I didn't do this part. You have to think about people, most people, and I know for me, I'm not going to give a compliment unless I, you know, or good feedback, unless I really feel that, oh, this person's really doing a good job. And it's just like, if you have that mindset, no, nobody's perfect. And I think sometimes I've struggled with that false sense of perfection. Like, I have to get everything right in order for me to feel that this is an appropriate comment. And that's just not true. It's okay to not get everything right. Nobody does. We're human. We make mistakes. We don't, you know, you strive for perfection, but you have to learn to develop a healthy response. It's okay. This doesn't mean that I'm not intelligent. This doesn't mean that I'm not meant to be here. This doesn't mean that everybody thinks I don't know anything. These are thoughts that go through my mind sometimes. Just being real. I told you this first episode all about transparency, because on my channel, I want it to be a real conversation. I want everyone to feel that, hey, type it in the comment sections. Send me an email. whatever. Send a DM on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever, because let's have this conversation. You're not the only person going through this. We can make it together. There are always going to be good days where you feel on top of the world, but there are also going to be some days where you don't get some things right. That's life. You're growing. And in my case, it's called practicing medicine for a reason. You may not get everything right the first time, but I know for me, my motto, may not get it right the first time, but I'm a darn sure do my research and due diligence to make sure not to make the same mistake twice or miss the same thing twice. So my last thing is to say, have perspective. Nobody becomes an expert overnight. My mama told me this because I was like, but I want to know now. I want to know everything. If I knew everything, there would be no purpose for me to go through training. And so it's a step-by-step process, okay? You have to give yourself grace and know that, okay, I didn't get it right today. Let's work it out to be greater tomorrow. And with that, I think we're done with our first episode, okay? Because I still am a resident and I have things to do, but I am going to try to be regular. Y'all, for real, like, I was supposed to post this in like August. It's now October. But I'm learning how to do like the online kind of gadgety things. So although this first video may be a little, interesting, I may look back at this like in a year and be like, girl, that was dusty. But you know what? Dusty had to come from somewhere, okay? I'm working on it. And if y'all have resources as far as apps and things to help with my editing and my lighting and all those things, like, I'm excited for the growth. I'm going to attempt to show y'all some DIY stuff. I have one project coming up. I'm going to try to put some photos up and do like some acrylic art or something. We're going to talk about shopping. I'm going on vacation soon. So we'll talk about my plans of living on a budget as a resident and my struggles and successes. I promise y'all, I've made a budget like 11 times, okay? A lot. That's what that means, a lot. I love to cook, so we'll do some cooking things. I'm also on a journey. I just joined this Wonder app, so I'm trying to do my exercise. Oh, and I joined the Peloton app too. Like, okay, so shameless plug. I need sponsors. I know this is video one, but you gotta speak out on faith. All right, I'm gonna get some sponsors. I'm gonna be in my Peloton working out. Well, not in this, maybe in a while. There's no room here, but maybe, well, I guess I could do it outside. Okay, I digress because I will have conversations with myself. But anyways, thanks. Please subscribe to my channel, okay? It's gonna be wonderful. I'm going to do videos probably about once a month, on a good month, twice, okay? Because I'm that chick. And I will see you guys next time.